Hello, my beautiful twin flames, and welcome back. Welcome back to your twin flame reading. Let's get right into your reading. Let's get into what is surrounding your connection, what energies are surrounding your connection. What have you been going through? That one just flew out. 7 of Cups. Let's see what else is coming up, or what else is surrounding your connection. What's surrounding your connection? I feel like it's been a while that I've done a reading. Okay, so we have 3 of Pentacles, we have the 10 of Pentacles, and we have the Empress card. So what I'm seeing here is your connection is a lot of stuff is coming up. A lot of stuff is coming up as in like both of you are, I want to say, preoccupied with things from life, work. Maybe some of you have had to relocate or travel a distance. I'm getting the sense like there's been a lot on your plate. So when it comes to your twin flame, it's like you've been preoccupied, so you haven't been really focusing on one another. And what I'm seeing with the 3 of Pentacles is that when I see three of Pentacles, it's like this is like a card of teamwork. So I feel like even though you've both been like preoccupied on other things, like things have just been coming up since maybe the end of last year, beginning of this year, that you've had to deal with. So even if it's like health or your finances or work or some kind of restructuring, reorganizing, things have just been coming up that have needed your attention. So it's like you haven't really been too focused on your twin flame. You've just been focused on other things. With the 3 of Pentacles, I'm getting that even though you haven't been like focused on each other, it's an energy of like building a new foundation for your connection. I know that sounds kind of weird because you're preoccupied and you're focused on other things, but what I'm really getting is that the energy and the reason why you're focused on other things is because this new energy is helping to form a, I heard the word healthier foundation, whereas in the past things were built on like a rocky foundation. So you're working together even though you're preoccupied on other things, which sounds very strange, but like you can still build together. So I'm just trying to adjust this screen. You're still like building together even though you're preoccupied, like you're really focused on other things, which is fine. You just, I'm just getting like this feeling with the 7 of Cups that you've been busy and your twin flame's been busy, just preoccupied in like looking after the things at hand. But I love seeing the 10 of Pentacles for you because 10 of Pentacles, I see this as a fulfillment card, a card of like happily ever after. So for both of you, I feel like the universe is showing you where to build for your happily ever after. So even in the sense of your connection, I do see the 10 of Pentacles as like a fulfillment card, as a coming together. Your energies are aligning. They're coming together, even though you've been preoccupied, even though you've been busy traveling, or you've been busy working, or you've been busy recovering from illness. Whatever it is, you're still building together. You're still building a stronger foundation for this happily ever after. So I'm really loving that, especially with the Empress card, because what I'm really getting is that your connection is in a stronger vibration. It's a loving vibration, whether you're in communication or not, whether you've seen your twin flame or not, whether you've been like completely preoccupied. This is really energy of such nurturing love and deep connection. So on a deeper level, you're connecting, you're building something stronger. So I'm being guided to say this because I want to say over the last, I posted something on my Instagram about what, the update, the energy was, and I was guided to say a message that twin flames may have been going through a difficult kind of dark night of the soul, feeling very like it was challenging because a lot of emotions were coming up, stuff from the past, stuff that you felt like you already dealt with, but they were just coming up again. Like you were being re-triggered to remember old pain towards your connection, towards your twin flame. So in saying that, like all that had to happen, and even to the point where a lot of twin flames felt like they wanted to give up their connection, wanted to just, like, they were at a point where they just couldn't take it anymore. And it's very understandable, especially with the heavy energies that we're purging as a planet. It was very difficult for twin flames because not only were you not able to be together during this difficult time, but it just like wore you down to the point where you just didn't have the energy or the capacity or the bandwidth to continue with this connection. So I feel like we're moving out of that energy where it was very heavy. It was like a lot of stuff from the past was coming up. I feel we're moving out of that, especially because of the Empress card. You're connecting on a much deeper level. So you're still feeling those feelings, and they are like mentally you've been preoccupied, but like in your heart space, your twin flames there like stronger than ever. And it's like, what is going on? It's so frustrating. I know. It is so frustrating because it doesn't make sense. Like you have these feelings for your twin flame, and yet there's nothing in the 3D that confirms or even says that you're going to be together. And the lesson always is to like trust, follow your heart, and just like be patient. Just go with the flow and trust in the process. So I'm really loving this energy because it's a lot better than, the energy that I channeled a couple of days ago. the message. So depending on where you are, you may still be moving out of that heavy, dense energy, but it is a much lighter one. And again, I love the Ten of Pentacles. I love the Empress card because that is such positive energies for your connection. So that's amazing. So let's continue on and see where you're at. How are you doing when it comes to your connection? How are you doing? Where are you at when it comes to your connection? Where are you at? Okay, this one wants to come out. Okay, we have 3 cards here. We have the Justice card. We have the Queen of Materials. I want to say that's Queen of Wands. And then we have the 2 of Voices, which is the 2 of Swords. So where you're at is, I want to say it's still a bit challenging for you when it comes to your connection. I know. There's still this vibration of like, I want payback. Like I want my twin flame to apologize, to like to admit to what they did. And it's like you're waiting for this, and it's like you don't feel settled until you get this apology, until you get them to be accountable for their actions, for what they did to you. So I'm getting that vibe is still you're in this energy of woundedness because you're wanting justice. You're wanting like payback. Well, if my twin flame's not going to do this, then I'm not going to do it either. If they're not going to reach out, then I'm not going to reach out. If they're rejecting me, then I'm going to reject them. And you know, this is of course a very natural reaction. However, it is somewhat keeping your connection at a standstill. We have to move out of this wanting, kind of like wanting revenge, wanting them to have to pay for what they did to you. And it's not to diminish, you know, their actions, but that is like a major wall that's preventing you. So you really have to like kind of like dig deep and really like let go of the injustice that happened in your connection. With the Queen of Wands, you're still feeling this passion that you have. This could even be like sexual energy, creative energy. I feel like this is, even if it's anger, it's like you're channeling it into some kind of, into something. You know, like, for example, like if you're really upset and then you just, all of a sudden you start cleaning and you clean you clean everywhere, and it's like you just channeled that energy. I feel like you're channeling what you're feeling and you're putting it into something. So you're putting it into something creative, whether maybe you're cooking or baking or painting, drawing, writing, doing something creative. You're channeling this passionate energy. Again, it could be very positive energy. It could be anger, resentment. But I'm getting like it's producing something. It's causing you to make something happen. So if it's like creating something, like you're channeling this energy that you're feeling from your twin flame into something. So that's good. You're expressing yourself more in some area. You're expressing your truth. You're expressing yourself through, like, even see, like, she's in a photo. So maybe selfies, even. Maybe on social media. Maybe you're taking more pictures of yourself. But you're expressing yourself. And it's partly due to what you're feeling about your twin flame. So that is really cool. And I'm just really getting like it's something creative, something that you're producing, creating, or something like that. Or even if it's just like you're forming a story in your mind. Yeah, it's just like something creative that's happening, which I find really cool. The Two of Voices. So yeah, I feel like this has been going on for a lot of twin flames, where you're having to make a choice if you want to continue on this path, or maybe continue with someone else, maybe someone new, or maybe someone that is available to you, someone that is interested in you, or someone that you're interested in. I really feel like it's like twin flame journey, or do I choose someone and I can just have fun and not have to stress out about this connection. And it's a decision that kind of plays out in your mind every day. It's like, should I? Shouldn't I? And it's just like depends on the day. It almost depends on the time of day. It's like, yeah, but there's this new person or this other person that you're thinking of. And then you're like, oh, my twin flame. So it's like this going back and forth. So a lot of energies that you're kind of needing to push through, but whatever it is, when you channel that energy into something creative, it's always like a win situation for you. Creating art, creating food, meals, doing chores, whatever it is, decluttering, like channeling this energy for a better outcome is always a positive thing. So I feel like you are moving through these energies, still feeling a bit challenged because debating whether or not you should leave the connection or not, and still holding on to some kind of, grudge, resentment kind of thing. So that's where you are. Let's see where your twin flame is at on their journey. Where's your twin flame at on your journey? Where's your twin flame at? We want to know. Okay, we'll take one more. Okay, we have two here, but this reading is going to go too long, so I'm just going to pick the one closest to the bottom and put these back. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands. We have the Hermit card. And we have the Five of Swords. So where they are at is like, just look at that. Like that is like Union card. When I see the Four of Wands, I see it as a union card. So I want to say, like, they're very much thinking of you. They get the sense that you know, you may be moving on to someone else, that you may have had enough of this craziness of the journey. So they're energetically stepping towards you, and that's why you may feel like very connected to them. So they may feel like insecure that you've lost interest, that you're moving on, that you can't take it anymore. You're thinking it's not worth it. This is too hard. They're getting that sense. So it's triggering their insecurities. It's triggering them into feeling that they're not good enough, that they don't measure up, that they're not doing what is necessary to be together. And you're like, well, yeah, they're not. I know. So their insecurities are being triggered, and they're needing to have like some kind of enlightenment. How you're feeling, even if you don't tell them, is affecting them, because they're afraid of losing you, is what I'm getting. They're being illuminated to the fact that, you know, this hasn't been easy for you. And they can sense that, and so they are holding on to you energetically, kind of going back to the days where, you know, things were easier and things were happier. So they're holding on to that, like very much holding on to the past when it comes to you and your connection. Yeah, they're going through a lot of insecurity. So whenever they feel your energy as not like wanting to leave, it triggers them into thinking, you know, they're not good enough. So it's making them like miss you more, want you more. Yeah, they're really awakening. They're awakening to the truth of your connection, to the truth of what they're doing, to the truth of what they're not doing. So what I'm getting is that their insecurity is even triggering your resentment, because when they feel guilty, it's impacting you, and you're like, well, yeah, you should feel guilty. Drama. So yeah, they're really picking up on the fact that like you're really debating. They can feel like they can lose you at any moment. Yeah. So let's check in with the inner child, because a lot of emotions have been coming up. So I want to just address, you know, how your inner child is feeling, because your inner child and how they're feeling does impact not only your connection, but every area of life. So let's check in with your inner child and see what's going on. Wow, that's way too many. So I'm taking this one and this one. So how's your inner child doing? We have the 7 of Swords, and we have the 3 of Wands. So 7 of Swords is like a shifty energy, like like deception. Your inner child is causing you to not trust the connection. Your inner child is causing you to not trust your twin flame. And the reason why that happens is because your inner child finds it more comfortable to not be with your twin flame. Because being with your twin flame, you tend to neglect your inner child. You tend to neglect your own needs. When you're with your twin flame, when you think about your twin flame, you're so focused on them that you neglect yourself. You neglect your inner child's needs. You neglect them. You neglect your own emotional needs, because what happens when you're with your twin flame, you become so focused on them, you want to derive everything from them, rather than, like, you forget to fill your own cup of love because you just want them to fill it for you. And your inner child is fearing that they will be forgotten. So your inner child is creating these false illusions that cause you to not trust the connection. So that's why a lot of the times you're feeling like you just want to give up, because you're not feeling like you can trust this connection, and it is stemming from your inner child. So as a child growing up, you were it was hard for you to trust, because you got hurt, because you were heartbroken. You were taught also to not really say the complete truth in order to feel loved, in order to feel accepted, in order to not be punished. Like, we were all taught that lying is okay, is acceptable, because you have to lie to protect yourself, you have to lie to protect others. We learn at a very young age that it's acceptable. So the inner child uses this pattern of deception, of not speaking the truth, of having you not trust others. So this is an energetic block that really disconnects twin flames. So the way to heal that is to really nurture your inner child, to like uninstall that pattern from childhood, to install new beliefs that you can trust people, you can trust the world, you can trust the universe, because the universe has your back. It's just about adopting new beliefs, because anytime there's any type of deception or like not being able to trust, twin flame connections cannot thrive in that energy. So this really needs to be released within the inner child. And that's really what my work is about, healing those energetic blocks and wounds and releasing them. And then we have the Three of Wands. So I want to say, like, this is it's like some success in this endeavor. So your inner child really wants you to have some success in something else other than your connection. So your inner child is pushing you to have financial success, have success and be recognized in your field, in your industry. Your inner child really wants you to have success somewhere else so that you're not focused on your twin flame. The inner child is like, you gotta love them, but they know how to, like, there's this manipulative type of energy within our inner child, because the inner child knows what it wants, knows what it doesn't want, knows what it's afraid of, and will do whatever it takes to not get hurt, to not be heartbroken, to not be afraid. So the inner child will like coerce you into believing things that aren't true, because just think of when we were children, you know, we felt a certain way. And so your inner child uses those experiences in your adult life to get what it wants, which is to feel safe, to have your attention, to have your love. Yeah, your inner child just wants to feel safe. So your inner child will do whatever they can. And they do that through your emotions. Because that's how the inner child really experiences life, through the world of emotion. So if your inner child is feeling fearful, you're going to feel fearful. So yeah, your inner child is trying to distract you away from your connection, because your inner child is operating from a place of woundedness, trying to protect you. But when the inner child is free of those wounds, we're able to move forward in all areas of life, including our twin flame connection. It's the woundedness that holds both twin flames back. Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds sad. However, you know, you can work through the blocks. You can do healing. You can reprogram your beliefs. You know, there are many different ways, and, you know, healing is one of them. So let's continue on with some guidance for you. Do we do guidance or messages from your twin flame? Yeah, let's do messages. Love messages from your twin flame. I was getting bored of my old decks, so I'm using like different decks in today's reading. Messages from your twin flame. Love messages from your twin flame. Okay, so this one says control. This one says unconditional love. It's backwards because I'm recording from my laptop. Forward movement. So what I'm really getting the guidance here is, the messages, love messages are, your twin flame is asking you to release your need to control the connection, control the outcome. Your twin flame is saying to surrender to love, because that's what this card says, unconditional love. See, and there's two of you coming together, and that's their love message for you. They're still holding on to this connection. They still see you together. And what I'm hearing is, because I see another person in this picture. So this is you and your twin flame. And then I saw another face here. Yeah, see? There's like a person with a mask on. And they're saying that, like, don't be concerned about this person because you're what matters to me. So even if it's not another person, even if it's not like a karmic or other soulmate or a partner, it could be a situation. Your twin flame is saying, like, don't worry, even though I may be caught up with them or the situation, you are truly what matters to me. So they want to, like, their higher self is telling your higher self, like, let's remember unconditional love. And with unconditional love comes forgiveness and letting go of the past, because that's what surrendering is. Because this is surrendering that control, needing to have things a certain way. Your twin flame is saying, like, surrender. Because surrender to love. Because that's really the lesson. That's really the lesson, to release the resentment, release the past, release the pain. But I love that this card came up, unconditional love. It's a really beautiful reminder for you of what your connection really is about, because it's really about unconditional love and remembering that that's what it's about, and just practicing unconditional love. Because they do want forward movement. They're saying that even though it may not look like it, they're working on things to better themselves, and that in itself is forward movement towards your connection. 4 plus 5, see that number 45, it comes to 9. So it's like they're completing a phase, they're completing a cycle that they're in, which is getting them closer to you. And I'm getting, like, I'm seeing, like, with all these butterflies, like, freedom. So it's almost like they're saying, please don't leave. Please don't leave the connection. Because even though it may not seem like it, I still want this connection. I still believe in it. I still have hope for us. But we have to let go of how it's going to happen and when it's going to happen, because that's what I'm getting with the control card. They're like, I can't give you a timeline. I can't give you how long it's going to take, but I am moving forward. I am moving towards you. So that is so very beautiful. I love that. Okay. So let's continue on with some guidance for you. Guidance on how to navigate this connection. Guidance for you and your twin flame. Guidance for you and your twin flame. Please be sure to stay tuned for the next video, because I posted for you to send in questions that you may have regarding twin flame connection or inner child. So do stay tuned for the next video. So the guidance here, we have the first one that says Gaia Earth Connection. It says, be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth, stay grounded. So what I'm really getting from this card is that whatever emotions that you may be going through, again, it's because as a collective, as a planet, we are purging. So the guidance for you is to really ground yourselves. And the way to do that is to really connect with earth, connect through your body, like take walks, be in nature, be more mindful of the planet. What I'm really getting is like to connect to yourself, to ground yourself into who you are, that no matter how distracted or busy you get, to ground yourself into your own energy. And you can do that through connecting to earth, but just bringing awareness to yourself and your own needs. I'm getting like drink lots of water. Just to stay grounded. So if it's if you're going through a lot of emotions, to just really sit with them and allow them to pass through. Because when we tend to be so scattered and distracted, it's like your energy is scattered. So the universe is saying, bring the energies back into alignment, into your body, into yourself. Just bring presence to yourself, because that will help you and your twin flame. It'll help create more balance, more stability. Your emotions will be more balanced and centered. Okay. And then the next one says, Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. So the universe is saying that during this time of, separation, to use your gifts and talents to help others. You have a skill, and a gift that is meant to be shared in only the way that you can do it. And the world needs that. So whatever you're called to do, whatever you're really good at, that the world needs to know, that the world needs to better their lives. The universe is awakening in you your calling to teach others. And even if it's not like through actual, like being a teacher, it's like teaching through example, just by the way you live your life. So the way you live your life, the way you use your skills, your talents, your gifts, only you can do that in the way that you do that. And the world needs that. So during this time, bringing awareness to that is really beneficial, because I want to say that that's why a lot of twin flames are also in separation, because they're meant to do things for the planet and be inspired by their twin flame connection to do these things. So you're being called to teach by example, to share your gifts, to share your knowledge. And again, this will bring you in alignment with who you truly are, allowing the world to benefit and receive your gifts that brings you into more alignment with who you are, which brings you into outer alignment, outer union. So that is beautiful. And then we have green Tara, supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. So, yeah, I feel like, especially during times of uncertainty and doubt, this is a really important message for you to know that you're not only are you protected, but your connection is protected. So even if you wanted to leave the connection, leave the twin flame journey for, let's say, 5 years, 10 years, this connection is always protected. So it doesn't matter where twin flames wander, it's still there. The bond still exists. You still have this love that exists between the two of you, no matter how far you drift. And as I mentioned in a previous reading, sometimes twin flames want that, need that. Their soul calls to them to experience something else other than their connection. Sometimes the soul longs to feel separation, longs to feel, pain. And I know that's like, you're like, what? And really, it's for our soul's growth and evolution, so that we can grow and expand. Because the only way we grow and expand is by learning lessons, by learning what our soul wants to experience. So I find like that's what really separation is so that both twin flames can gain experience in what you want to experience, even if that is another person. And I'm not saying that's for all of you, and I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but sometimes in our lifetimes, we come to Earth to experience. And if you're just going to experience life together as twin flames, that's not much variety. And sometimes karmic partners tend to be practice relationships to work out lessons, to work out karma, so that when you come together, you're prepared. You're like, oh yeah, this didn't work with all of my exes, so I now know to be this way. I choose to be this. Right? So it really is, your connection is protected no matter what. The universe is saying that it's okay to want to have a wide range of experience. The universe encourages that because that's how the universe expands. The universe expands consciousness through our expansion of consciousness. And if we just stay in a little bubble, a little twin flame bubble of just you and your twin flame, there's not much expansion. But if we go outside of the twin flame bubble and each have experiences with different people, different types of people, different types of experiences, that's a wide, varied experience, which leads to expanded consciousness. And that's why we're here. That's what the universe supports. The universe supports expansion because the universe just wants to keep expanding and expanding. The universe needs to understand itself through expansion. The universe wants to know what it's capable of through expansion, not through limitation. The universe is like, I don't want to know what it's like in a box. We know what that is. So I want to have varied experiences. And with our creative brains, we can come up with all kinds of crazy, wonderful, beautiful experiences for expansion. So it's win-win. We expand, the universe expands, and just keeps growing and growing and growing. So, to just be with your twin flame and that's it. Like, the journey is to get there, but to experience other things along the way. And that's why we're in separation, so we can experience different things. You bring so much more to your union when you have expansion. And that's what the soul really craves. The soul craves discovery and adventure, to discover who you truly are and what you're capable of. So separation isn't meant to be a bad thing. We understand separation from a very early age as it's bad. If you're separated from your parents, loved ones, caregivers, that's a negative. But really, as children, we understand that it could be painful, but it doesn't have to be painful. It could be an adventure. Some kids would be like, yeah, I'm out of here. I want to experience life without, being away from my parents, being away from that bubble. So we can look at it as an adventure. This is a time for you to discover who you are and what you're capable of, to push against the limits of the confines of, our own minds, to know what we're capable of, because that's how much richer union is going to be. Two souls that have gone out and experienced life to the fullest. You come back into union, you swap stories, and then you just grow together. You keep growing. You're more open, you're more open-minded. Like, that's where the universe wants us to be. That's where you deserve to be, on an adventure of you. This whole journey is an adventure for you. And if we're going to stay stuck in pain and resentment towards our twin flame, like, what is that? It's a loss, because you're missing out. We're missing out. So in the meantime, experience all you can. Experience life to the fullest, because that's what enriches our lives. And that's what we bring to the table. And we want our twin flame to do that too. So allow yourself, allow your twin flame, like, relax and just know that you are meant to be together. Twin flames were created from the same flame. You are meant to be together. And if you're choosing something different, so be it. Because inevitably you come together at some point. Okay, so let's see what are the upcoming energies for you and your twin flame. Should I use this one? Yeah, I don't think I used this one yet. What's coming up for you and your twin flame? What's coming up for you and your twin flame? I just picked 2, so 3. So we can end off the reading. We have Ace of Cups. I love this for you. Love, love, love. 10 of Wands. And I believe this is the Devil card. There was another reading I did today, and like, when I see this card, I just keep hearing temptation. Like, you're so tempted. You may be faced with some temptation. Someone or something may really tempt you. So you're going to be like tempted. Maybe with another person. And I don't want you to fear this, because it's more like, the universe throws out little tests. Yeah, you say you love your twin flame. Let's see how much you love your twin flame. Throws in someone, that's really you connect with, or you're attracted to, or is very attracted to you, throws in someone else in the mix and says, temptation. Like, are you going to be tempted? Are you going to be tempted to give up on your twin flame connection for this person, thing, or place, whatever it is? Could be even like moving to another country kind of offer. Something's just gonna look really tempting. But I really get the sense that it's not going to be difficult for you to decide. It's like someone's going to give you a piece of chocolate cake, and you want it, but you know that, nah, I better not. And so you're like, nah. That's what I feel like is coming up. It's just like a little test to see where you're at on your journey. I feel like this is for both of you. But not to worry. I have complete faith in you and your twin flame that it's just going to be like the piece of cake, and you're like, no, I'll pass. 10 of Wands. I do feel that because of the Ace of Cups, something that you've been struggling with, could be your twin flame connection, could be something else, could be having to do with your work, job, health, finances, family members, something that has been kind of like weighing on you, has been heavy, is going to be lifted. So that is amazing news. And save this reading to comment down below later on when this happens, because it always helps me to know. But more importantly, I just want to celebrate with you the fact that whatever has been kind of weighing on you, like it's been a bit of a burden, is going to be lifted. Which I find will even help you in your connection. It'll help you think more clearly, because maybe, being distracted, having a lot on your plate, you're dealing with something heavy, it's distracting, but this is going to be lifted. So I'm so happy, thank God, because we need good news. And of course, with the Ace of Cups, this is a love connection with your twin flame. An outpouring of emotion. So they could really tell you how they feel. They can say the L word, maybe. Maybe you're going to have this really beautiful exchange of communication. But even if it's like silence, it's this beautiful connecting through your heart center, connecting soulfully. And that in itself is beautiful, because even with actual humans, like someone that you're with, sometimes this doesn't happen. This beautiful soul connection, this flow of beautiful love, when you're with an actual person. But this is happening with you and your twin flame, even in dead silence, even in no communication, not seeing each other for a long time. This is still happening. So when you tune into this, it's quite a beautiful energy. It's just this flowing, peaceful love that you're like, oh my God, this feels so good. But then you're like, so frustrating, because like, where are they? What are they doing? Stay in this vibration. Don't let the mind kind of kick in and start to question it. Just go with the flow. Just go with that nice, peaceful harmony. And that in itself really inspires you. It's like being in love and the person's like nowhere in sight. Like, how many people can say that that's happened to them? Where you just feel this connection, but they're nowhere around you. Like, that just sounds crazy, I know, but it's not. It's a soul connection, that's why. And you know, many people out there don't get what it is. It took me so long being on this journey, and I'm just starting to get it now. And so everything that I'm learning, I'm sharing with you, especially on my Instagram. What I post is what I've learned over the years about twin flames and their connection. So stay in this beautiful energy of love, because you deserve it, and let that be the beginning of you to fill your own cup of love. Allow it to inspire you to feed your soul with amazing experience, with joyful, happy experiences, even if you're not with your twin flame. Just experience life to the fullest as much as you can, because know that living your life to the fullest now is going to be even multiplied when you're in union. Not just times two, but like the amount of joy and happiness will like be a whole nother level because you're in union. So I'm really loving what's coming up for both of you. This is a long reading. Okay. So I really hope you enjoyed this twin flame reading. Again, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I want to say, please book your twin flame readings with me. Because you watched this to the end, I'm going to offer you the promo for my readings, which are regularly $143, but because you watch it to the end, you get the promo of $95 for the reading. So it's good for whenever you watch this. And please be sure to book to receive your inner child healings, because these healings will help uninstall those patterns that were installed over the span of our life from childhood. This energy work is meant to interrupt those patterns and target your specific wounds and assist you in releasing them, because right now they're stuck within the cells of our bodies. So when you do the healing, it helps you to release that suppressed energy and emotion to be released. And what does that do? It clears the pathway, not just to union, but in all other areas of life. So please do message me. I would be truly honored to support you on your journey back to oneness, wholeness, and love. Also, please do message me for my 12-week online course, which has helped so many of my clients actually come into union. So please do message me, and I can give you all the information and the cost of the course and everything. Yeah, it's everything that I've learned and that I've shared with my clients, that I practice myself. So I'd be more than happy to have you partake in the course as well. So thank you so much. Once again, please stay tuned for the next video where I'll be answering all your questions. So again, thank you so much. And until next time, I'm wishing you so much love and peace.